Welcome back to another one, guys. We're doing some more 24 gauge today. I've gotten to really like 24 gauge. I mean, I really liked it before, but here lately, I've been doing a lot more with it. I'm actually on the hunt for another one. I'm wanting a American Arms Silver 2 over under. They were imported by American Arms in the 90s to the United States. It and 32 gauge, as well as 12, 16, all the standard calibers. I don't think they imported it in 10 gauge though. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking for one of those. There's one on Gunbroker right now, but they want $1,500 for it. Starting bid. That's a bit too much for my blood, but maybe someday. Now we're doing some 27 caliber number 2 buck today. Josh happens to have what he thought was 32 cal, but my scale is telling me that by the amount of grains these weigh, it's exactly 27 caliber number 2 buck. I'm not sure where he got these. I'll have to ask him. But anyway, I've discovered the 27 cal number 2 buck is the largest size you can fit in a 24 gauge shot cup. Now, you've seen me load the number 1 in 24 gauge, and that's conventionally loaded. It's too big to fit in a shot cup, but like I said a second ago, number 2 buck fits great. All you have to do to the wad, this is unmodified, SG24 from Ballistic Products, is, I'll show you here. Base of the wad, all I did was cut out the midsection, just completely cut it out. If you want to fold crimp this, you'll have to take off this little section right here and just leave only the shot cup. But I'm roll crimping this, so we're leaving that today. Again, here's the wad, unmodified. Powder we're using, good old HS6. 20 grains. This is a total payload weight is 0.85 ounces, just below 7/8 ounce. So we're using 20 grains, which is what the BPI small bore manual calls for, is 20 grains of HS6 for a 7/8 ounce 24 gauge load, and the velocity is 1285 FPS. 19, I need one more. Should do it. 21. There we go, there's 20 grains. You could also use long shot, blue dot, possibly little gun if you don't mind using a lot of it. But velocity would be considerably higher than slightly under 1300 FPS with little gun. You can use a little gun for nearly 3000 FPS 410 loads and 1800 FPS 28 gauge loads. I just put the bottom of the wad in, the gas seal section. Here's the shot cup with its little, I'm going to call that a tail to it. I don't know what you'd call that, but it's part of the powder piston section. And 10 pellets of 27 cal number 2 buck. You're going to want to take these pellets and the slit lines in the wad, you're going to want to put the pellets right against those slits. And they stack really nice by twos. Again, this is 10 pellets. If you load this conventional, you could probably get 12 pellets in here, no problem. But I only have 10 pellets with me. I had 20, but I already have one of these loaded. There's your 10 pellets. Plenty of room left to roll crimp. Trying to spill these. It ain't gonna work. I would show you guys, but they'd spill out. And going with the good old tried and true Ballistic Products mix number 47 buffer. Again, this payload is 0.85 ounces, just a hair under 7/8. PSI is slightly under 10,000 with lead birdshot, using the full 7/8 ounces. I think it's 9,900. A little bit more. Should be it. Nope, still gonna need a little bit more. That did it. Now, this haul, what I've done, this is not a brand new primed haul. Ballistic Products has been out of stock on those for, well gosh, as far as I can remember. I started loading 2.5 years ago, and I don't recall ever seeing them in stock. Now, there's two ways. I dumped the shot out of the hull, took a screwdriver, pried the crimp up, dumped the shot out. Here's the overshot card that was in it. This was originally a number 6 shot load. And I used the curling iron to straighten the hull out. I showed you guys in the 16 gauge buckshot part 2 video, I believe it was. Showed you guys the curling iron trick we've been doing at Buck and Slug Reloaders lately. Straighten this hull out to make it look basically brand new. You could use part of the midsection of the wad, or you could use the overshot card that was originally in the load. I'm just going with the overshot card today. And now, ready to fold crimp. I will take a Sharpie and black that out, and I'll write the load on the plastic. 1 second, guys, I have to get my roll crimper set up for 24 gauge. We're running the Ballistic Products 24 gauge original roll crimping tool. Pretty happy with this one. Does a really good job. My gun is just a single shot, so I don't need the GIP. They do a really, really nice job, GIP does, with their roll crimp tools. It puts a tapered edge on it and everything like that, but since my gun's just a single shot, I don't need that. I have a little bit of oil on this. And generally, I don't let these things preheat or heat them up or anything like that. I just go for it. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yep. All right. Probably shouldn't have done that. I just got this shirt today. Oh well. There's the crimp. Nice and even. 28 caliber, 27 caliber number 2 buck. I plan on doing a full dedicated 24 gauge video because I have enough loaded for it. Just a bunch of test loads from heavy birdshot to buckshot, slugs, you know, stuff like that. Number 4 buck, number 1 buck, and now the number 2 buck. So, yeah. Full dedicated 24 gauge video coming, probably really soon. The 24 gauge is becoming one of my favorite gauges. It's obscure, and I'm the kind of person that likes the more obscure, unusual things. I did a comparison between this and the 20 gauge shell in a previous video. Now, there's not a lot of difference. The 24 gauge is barely smaller than a 20 gauge. To the naked eye, you really have to look, other than this being red, you have to look closely, because if you're just taking a quick glance at the two, at the base of the shell, they look almost identical. This is 58.589 caliber. Basically, it's 59 caliber. And the 20 gauge is .615. There's not much of a difference. There's also not much of a difference between the 32 gauge and 28 gauge. 32 gauge being .526 and 28 gauge being .545. But yeah, got a 24 gauge video coming. I'm pretty excited myself for it. I'm just gonna end this by saying you guys that always comment on my videos and stuff. I appreciate all you guys. It's nice to actually have an audience that what am I trying to say here? A dedicated audience. People that always come back, comment on every video I post. You know, that stuff means a lot to me. I've always wanted to kind of get into the whole YouTube thing. Just share some of the stuff that I do, some of the stuff that me and Josh do. We plan on doing some fishing videos, maybe some hunting videos later on this year. We're going to be doing a video about our mill. You guys may have noticed in the background in a bunch of our videos, we have a mill set up. It's a Woodland Mills HM122 sawmill. We've got a decent little stack of wood cut. We're building Josh and his wife a little cabin on in front of his lake. You guys probably have noticed his lake in the videos too. It's quite a sizable lake. A few of you guys have bought buckshot from me, and can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Really helps me out a lot, being able to turn the money I make from the buckshot back into stuff like more powder, more lead to create more buckshot. It helps fuel stuff like primers, you know, just all this stuff that I do, even guitar strings, helps me out a lot. So just want to say thank you for that. The guys who bought buckshot from me, big help. Speaking of buckshot, that Do It mold, just an update on it. It casts, this is the triple wad I casted out of it. Does an awesome job with it. I coated these green. I didn't tumble these because, well, they aren't perfectly round coming out of the mold. You guys can see there, that's the line where the two halves of the mold meet. There's a little bit of a sinkage there sometimes. They have what looks like a hammered surface that you would see in some factory buckshot loads, but I'm okay with that. They're round enough to get the job done. Here's the 29 caliber number 1 buck. I mixed red and blue powder coat, and these are purple. I've started color coding my buckshot. When I run out of the double aught and single aught, I'm just going to make them one single color because, I'll show you this right here. As you can see, my double aught and my single aught both are just a mix of a bunch of random colors. I was trying out brand new powder coats that I got in the mail, and I just decided to throw it all together in one can. But Matt, you bought 10 pounds of double aught from me. Just want to say thank you. You are the guy that essentially bought me that mold. I used the money to buy the mold and a couple packs of guitar strings. So thanks, Matt. I really appreciate that. You're a lifesaver. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys that watch my videos, and yeah, leave me a comment, leave me a like if you want to. I just enjoy doing these. I don't care if you really like the videos or not, but that would be greatly appreciated. But I guess I'm going to end this one here. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.